Now we can give tribute to this matter. Tribute to late Dr. Moses Maire from a brother, a close friend, a family. Good morning, everyone. I stand before you today not only as the chairman of the House Cry for the last 3 weeks, not only as a tribesman, but as a close friend and brother to late Dr. Moses Maire. Over the past 2 weeks in the House Cry, I have listened carefully and have had stories from professional colleagues, from families, from friends, stories that have deeply moved me. There were things about my brother that I knew, but there were also things I did not know. His professional colleague, distinguished sergeants like Chief Sergeant Dr. Porky, Dr. Masim, Dr. Arnold Winey, and others came and shared powerful words about him. Amongst those, one statement that continues to echo in my heart was when Dr. Porky described my brother, late Dr. Moses Maire, as a giant in the medical field of Papua New Guinea. A giant. That word carries weight. It speaks of impact, of influence. I did not fully realize that my own tribesman, my brother, was seen in that light by the medical fraternity of this nation. Dr. Winey and Dr. Masin spoke about his patients, his commitment to his patients, and his attention to detail, both inside and outside the theater. He spoke of a man who was meticulous, compassionate, and fully present in his calling. Even his supervisor and professor, who had only recently passed him in November for his higher diploma, sent condolences saying that Papua New Guinea has lost a hero. A huge loss to the country. He described late Moses as God-fearing and having genuine empathy. As a family and as a close friend, hearing these testimonies has humbled me. It has made me appreciate him at another level altogether. Not just as my brother, but as a servant to the nation. And then we had from his families, we were reminded that his journey did not begin in the operating theater. It began in childhood with a young boy who loved God. From his early days, he was involved in student Christian fellowship, actively participating in Christian activities at school. His faith was not something he discovered late in life. It was something he nurtured from childhood until his last breath. We learned how he looked up to Dr. Ben Carson, as echoed by his brother, as his role model. He read Gifted Hands more than 100 times, over and over. That book shaped his vision. It influenced his career. In many ways, he became the Dr. Carson of Papua New Guinea, a man who believed that skill and faith could walk hand in hand. our Member of Parliament for Kainentu, Honorable William Hakahuno, shared about their school days, how they competed academically, how they pushed each other to excel. That healthy competition helped shape two young men who would later become leaders in their respective fields. That was the kind of impact late Dr. Moses Maire had. He inspired excellence in others. Friends and colleagues and families, we also had touching stories of his kindness as a medical student. How he would take food from the mess and share it with his patients. Even before he became a fully qualified specialist, he already had the heart of a servant. And just last night, a close friend described him with simple but powerful words. He was open, he was obedient. Late Moses was patient and encouraging. He was empathy, or he had empathy. He was engaged with everybody that came to cross him. He built networks. And of course, he had overall ability to understand and share the feelings of others. As I listened to all these testimonies night after night in the house cry, I began to realize something important. Every one of us knew as part of late Dr. Moses Maire. But together, we are now seeing the fullness of the man he was. Those 2 weeks have not only been a time of mourning, they have been a time of learning, a time of revelation, a time of appreciation. Late Dr. Moses Maire and I come from the same tribe in Commando Number 1 LLG of Kainentu District. We saw each other growing up. I watched him as an elder brother figure, moving ahead of us from primary school to high school, then to national high school, and eventually to university. My brother, late Moses, was a role model to those of us who were coming up behind him. From a strong Lutheran family background, he carried discipline, faith, and determination wherever he went. He did not just succeed for himself, he showed the path for those of us who followed. Friends, colleagues, and families, his legacy. His era of Kainentu High School produced remarkable leaders like Captain Moses Panigaga of Air New Guinea. His classmate, Captain Cora Wemin, who now serves with PNG as a captain, and William Hagahuno of William Atonis, and now Member of Parliament for Kainentu District. They were all classmates. Along with many other notable professionals in both government and private sectors. They became a generation that shows what young Papua New Guineans or young people from Kainentu, from Eastern Highlands, from Papua New Guinea can achieve. Their generation became a testimony, a message to aspiring young Kainentuans, Eastern Highlands and Papua New Guinea, to aim high, fly higher, serve your nation and its people with excellence and integrity. Late Moses was part of that generation, but he was also uniquely himself. Quiet but determined, humble but impactful, faithful and deeply compassionate. For me personally, he was not just a giant in the medical field, he was my tribesman, my brother, my friend, someone whose journey I witnessed closely. And today, as I stand, I feel both the pain of losing him and the pride of having known him. We have lost a brother, a son, a friend, a colleague. But Papua New Guinea has also lost a giant, a hero, a servant leader whose life spoke loudly even when he himself remained humble. Rest easy, my brother, our hero, our champion.